the question for discussion is what are some of the business strategies that a company can utilize in order for a firm to achieve a competitive advantage in a given industry? And to answer that question, we are going to talk about the Porter's generic uh, strategies. Now, they are called generic in that they can be used in all sorts of industry, be it manufacturing, service, or non-profit organization. And there are three types. There is cost leadership, depreciation, and focus. So a firm should pursue one of these strategies, lest it becomes stuck in the middle. Now, a cost leadership is a strategy where you produce a product at a lower cost. Now, by producing a product at a lower cost, the manufacturer can compete on price with every other producer in the industry and earn higher profits. Then a differentiation strategy is exploitation of a product or service in which the industry believes to be unique or different. Okay? Then a focus strategy involves the restriction of an activity in a particular segment or a niche. So these cost and efficient strategies are very wide or broad. So these targets are broad. And for a focused strategy, the target is very narrow. So let's look at how can you achieve cost leadership uh, strategy. So we can say for you to achieve a cost leadership strategy, say set up production facility in order to obtain economies of scale. So set up production facility to obtain economies of scale. Okay. And B, we can say use the latest technology to reduce cost or enhance production, and where available, use cheap labor. Okay, so B, say use the latest technology to reduce cost, enhance production, where available, use cheap labor. Okay. Then C, you can say in high technological industries or in industries that require labor skill for the product design and the product methods, you need to exploit the effects of the learning curve. Now, by producing more items than your competitors, you take advantage of the learning curve and achieve a low average cost. Okay, so by producing more items than any other competitors, a firm can benefit from the learning curve and achieve a low average cost. So we say in high technological industries, or industries requiring labor skill, for product design and production method, exploit the effect or exploit the learning curve effects. Exploit the learning curve effects. Now, by producing more items than your competitors, you're going to achieve a low average cost. Then T, we can just say concentrate on improving production, or concentrate on production. Concentrate on production. In E, we can say minimize overhead costs. Minimize overhead costs. Minimize overhead costs. Now, these are indirect costs, so minimize overhead costs. And then F, you can say you need to get a favorable access to the sources of supply. So F, get a favorable access to the sources of supply. So if you are a buyer working for a retail company and you need to have those negotiation skills with the supplier, maybe you buy in bulk and offer them at a discount, so the supplier can give you items at a lower cost. So to get favorable access to the sources of supply, that is how you can achieve a cost leadership. Now let's talk about differentiation. Now Porter suggests that differentiation strategy assumes that competitive advantage can be gained through a particular characteristic of a firm. Okay, and so we shall look at the three categories of a product. Okay, and they are basically breakthrough products, improved products, and competitive products. Okay, so let's look at differentiation now. It says according to Porter. Now Porter is a lecturer at Harvard University. So when I say Porter, Porter is a person. His name is Michael Porter. Yeah, so in 1980, Porter suggested that differentiation strategy assumes that competitive advantage can be gained through a particular characteristic of a firm products. And products can be divided into three categories. One, there is what you call a breakthrough products. Now, these offer a radical performance over competition, perhaps at a drastically lower price. For example, float class. Okay, breakthrough product. For instance, float class developed by Picoton. For example, float class developed by Picoton. Now, I wish this company was in Zambia, in Kapiriposhi, where you can easily make glass. Now, to make glass, all you need is sand. You need sand. You need dolomite, and you need soda. And these are abundant in Kapiriposhi. So I don't know how the Kapiriposhi glass manufacturing industry is doing by now outside. So an example of breakthrough products is float glass developed by Picoton. Okay, that's an example. Then we should look at another type of product in under differentiation is improved products. Improved products. Now, these are not radically different from their competition, but are obviously superior in terms of performance, and you can actually get them at a competitive price. Now, an example of an improved product is a microchip. Okay, microchip. Then C, we can have a competitive what? Competitive products. Now, these derive their appeal from a particular compromise of cost and performance. Okay, these competitive products derive their appeal from a particular compromise of cost and performance. Now, example is cars. Okay, not all cars are sold at a rock bottom price, nor do they provide the immaculate comfort and performance. Okay, so they compete with each other, and each one is trying to offer a more attractive compromise than their rivals. Now, in Zambia, if I was to buy a Bugatti or a Ferrari, I know ZRA or the anti-corruption can come after me. So anyway, we can say competitive products, okay? Yeah, but let's look at how can you, how to differentiate. How do you differentiate, okay? We are looking at how you can get competitive advantage under a differentiation strategy. So how can you differentiate? One, you need to build up a brand image. Okay, how to differentiate? One, build up a brand image. Now, for example, the Pepsi Blue Can should offer a different psychic benefit to the Coke Blue Can. So the Pepsi Blue Can should offer a different psychic to a Coke Red Can. That's an example that you can give. Okay, so build up a brand image. Then two, you can say give the product some special feature. Okay, give the product special features. For example, the Russell Forbes Millennium Keto has incorporated a new type of a new element which hits water faster. So, for example, Russell Forbes Millennium Keto. Okay, they have incorporated a new kind of element which hits water faster. And then how can you differentiate? Last, we can say exploit the activities of the value chain. Exploit the activities of the value chain. Now, this is a topic on its own. It can even give you a 20 mark, maybe A and B for a value chain. Value chain. So exploit the activities of the value chain. For instance, the speed of delivery or the after-sale services. Exploit the activities of the value chain. So that is how you can differentiate. Okay, and then lastly, let's look at the focus strategy. Okay, so under focus strategy, Porter noted that a focus strategy requires a firm concentrates its attention on one or more particular segment, okay, or niches. You can say niche or segment. It's one and it means the same thing. And does not try to save the entire market with a single product. Now, under focus, you've got a cost leadership focus and differentiation focus. Now, when we talk about a cost leadership focus, now this aims to be a cost leader for a particular segment. Just include that statement segment when you're talking about these two. Okay, so this aims to be a cost leader for a particular segment. Now, this type of strategy is common in printing and car repair and cloth manufacture. So under focus, you've got the cost leadership, and you've got cost leadership focus and differentiation focus. Okay. Strategy. So example, for a cost leadership focus is printing, cloth manufacturing, and the car repair industry.